Hey guys, how you doing? It's Arnold from Out in the Clouds and welcome to my space station. In today's episode, we're going to have a look at how to set up multi-currency inside Salesforce.
The Eagle has landed.
So why would you set up multi-currency inside Salesforce? Say you're an online business and you go ahead and sell things on Shopify, as a great example, and you have allowed for people around the world to buy your particular product in their own currency. This is where, if you had to link Shopify to Salesforce, would be a great use case or a great example of using multi-currency. So you can actually have the exact same product inside Salesforce using price books appear in different types of currency. So as part of today's episode, what we're going to go ahead and do is just learn how to set it up. And then in an episode that will follow this, we'll go ahead and show you how to create a price book to essentially house your products in different multi-currencies. And then in an episode following that, we'll go ahead and have a look at how you can essentially connect Shopify to it. But for now, let's go ahead and enable multi-currency inside Salesforce. Now that we've logged into Salesforce, we need to head to the backend setup. To do so, ensure you click on this cogwheel and click on setup. Once setup has loaded, we need to head to the company information section in order for us to activate multi-currency. So I've gone ahead and typed in company. Underneath company settings, there will be what's referred to as company information. If we click on that and we scroll further down, you'll notice that activate multi-currencies is currently unchecked. So if we click on the edit button in here, we'll go ahead and find our currency settings. So being from Australia, we've gone ahead and, while setting up the org, selected AUD as the currency locale. Before you go ahead and activate multi-currency, it's really, really important that you read this particular link. So I'm just going to right click, open up a new tab, and have a brief overview of it with you. So one of the main things you need to remember is once you turn on multi-currency, you cannot switch it off. It is an irreversible feature that exists inside Salesforce. You also need to consider that everywhere there is a currency field now, rather than just having a dollar symbol appear, it will now actually appear with the currency of that particular field. The third thing to consider is everywhere there is a currency field, for example, you might want to put one on the lead, there will now appear a box to select what currency that particular record in Salesforce will reference. So once we've turned this on, we'll have a look at the account and opportunities, and you'll see that an account can be in one currency, whereas the opportunity can be in another currency. And the last thing to consider is you may want to put into place what's referred to as dated currency. And what that is currency, or rather exchange rates, will never ever stay the same. They will fluctuate. In most cases, they fluctuate within a day. And the exchange rate that we actually have is usually an average. So it's really important that if we feel the exchange rate is going up or down, in order for us to report in our corporate currency, which we will set as AUD, because we're in Australia, we will go ahead and have a look at how to set up dated exchange rates. So please make sure you go ahead and read this. Really, really important, something that you shouldn't miss. And if you are activating multi-currencies, even for the second time in an org, it's really important you check this out just in case there have been any updates or changes. So let's go back into the Salesforce setup now. and click on Activate Multi-Currency, and I'm going to click the Save button. Once we've done that, you'll now notice that the Activate Multi-Currencies checkbox is ticked. And if I go ahead and scroll down a little bit, you'll notice that it now has a new button that says Currency Setup. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. Now that we've clicked on this, you'll notice that there are a few things up the top. The first thing that appears that currently has an enable button on it was the dated exchange rates. So we'll come to that one a little later on. But let's go ahead and scroll down. And what you'll notice is right now the original currency that we selected, it's automatically gone ahead and added that in here. It's given us the ability to deactivate that currency. It's also given us the ability to edit it in terms of how many decimal places we'd like to record for that currency as part of the exchange rate. In this case, I'm just going to select 2. 2 is sufficient in most cases. The next thing I'm going to go ahead and have a look at is, in this section is, there's a new button where we can add a brand new currency, which we're going to go ahead and do now. In this case, we're going to select the currency type. So I'm going to go ahead and just add USD. Okay, for this example. Automatically it goes ahead and puts in 2 decimal places. We can change that up to 6, but in most cases 2 is more than enough. We can then go ahead and put in our conversion rate. So what I'm quickly going to do is I'm going to go into Google and just type in AUD to USD and click enter, and that's going to give me an exchange rate. At this point in time, it is 0.68, so I'm going to go ahead and add 0.68 as the exchange rate. And remember, it's always the corporate currency to this currency. That means 1 Australian dollar equals to 0.68 US cents. So we're going to go ahead and click save, and now you'll notice that that conversion rate has essentially taken effect. The next one we can do very quickly is we can click edit rates. And if there were more, there'd be more that appeared here. And in one go, we can edit all the different rates that are available. The last button in here is, in the event we want to change the corporate currency, we can go ahead and do so. I would not recommend you do this unless there is a real need for you to report in a certain currency. As always, when you set up Salesforce, really important you choose the currency of that locale or the currency in which the business reports. But you can change it if you need to going forward. Now that we've added one currency, just for the sake of it, I'm going to add another one just to make it a little bit easier so you can see a clear difference. So let's go ahead and add the euro. And the exchange rate for that today is 0.61. So I'm going to click save. So now you can clearly see there is more than one currency. We've taken euro into consideration that can be used across Europe, and USD that can be used across North and South America. So I'm going to leave the setup page as is, and what I am going to do is we're going to go ahead and have a look at accounts very briefly. So now that I've clicked on accounts, I'm going to go into our Add in the Clouds account, and I'm going to go to the Details tab. Now, all of this is default. I haven't changed anything here in Salesforce, but what you'll notice is there is a brand new field that has been created, and that is the account currency. We can choose to come in here and we can actually choose to change that account currency, and that just tells us essentially what currency should be used for any deals to do with this particular account. The next thing you'll notice is that on opportunities, so let's go to opportunities. It now does not have a dollar value, but it actually says AUD. And if we scroll down, you'll also notice that there is an opportunity currency. If I go ahead and change that, it won't actually let me do it because I have gone ahead and added products that are only available in that currency. So that's how you can go ahead and set up and activate multi-currency inside Salesforce. The last thing I want to just point out, if we go into the back end, is the advanced currency management. If we go ahead and enable that, it will give us another pop-up to ensure that we actually read this particular pop-up. It can be really interesting, and it can also break your org if you don't do the right thing in terms of reporting. I'm going to go ahead and enable it for the moment. But once it has been enabled, advanced currency management or dated exchange rates can be set up. And at this point in time, it will go ahead and take you into Salesforce Classic in order for you to set that up. They are still working on getting that done in Lightning. So what we'll go ahead and do is click on the first one here that says Manage Dated Exchange Rates. Once we do that, it will advise us a few more details. Really important that you guys take this into consideration. Really good practices to make sure that it's done by quarter or some kind of reporting benchmark that you guys have, whether it's monthly or so on and so forth. So what we'll go ahead and do is, right now it'll show you all the different currencies that are there in dated exchange rates. And as you can see, we can't jump anywhere, really, because we haven't really set up our exchange rates based on a particular date or date period. I'm going to click New Exchange Rates, and then what it will let you do is it'll let you put in a start date. It won't let you put in an end date. In order for that to happen, you will essentially need to put in a brand new dated exchange rate with a brand new start date, and any opportunities that were created at that point in time, it will ensure that it locks that exchange rate to that particular time period. Can be really handy to make sure that over a period of time, if the exchange rate changes, you as a business can honor the customer with the correct price that you negotiated at that point in time. So as an example, I'm just going to say from tomorrow, the exchange rate is going to change. This is going to go up by 1. This is going to go up by 1. And I'm going to click Save. Once I do that, you'll notice that it'll now tell me that 18th of the 8th, 2019 and before, this was the exchange rate. If I jump to the next range, it will show me that that is the brand new exchange rate that will take in effect tomorrow. If I go ahead and put a brand new one from, say, the 20th, and I bump it up even more by 2 this time, it will now show me a brand new exchange rate from the 20th on. So that in a nutshell is how you can use dated exchange rates and activate multi-currency for your particular Salesforce org. Stay tuned for the next videos as part of the multi-currency series. Hey guys, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. Please ensure you subscribe to this channel so you can get all the brand new episodes that are coming up. Please also ensure you share this material if you liked it, and make sure you click here for some more videos.